Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Verdant. Verdant is a game published by Flat Out Games and AEG. There's some kind of partnership there, I don't understand, but those are the two that are on the box. And it's designed by a whole pile of people. Let's get their names. Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, Aaron Mesburn, Kevin Russ, Sean Stankowick, I'm not sure how you say that, sorry. And illustrated by Beth Sobel. Fantastic art. We'll get back to that later, but her art is fantastic. And it plays 1 to 5 players, 45 minutes or so. And effectively what you're doing in this is you are, I don't know, is there a theme in the book? Again, I learned this game from a friend, so not sure what it actually says here. Houseplant collection and care. That's the theme. It's a houseplant correction and care. All right. So what you're trying to do is effectively you're drafting some cards and some tokens to build this 3x5 grid in front of you. And in that grid, there's going to be some flowers, some room colors, and some items. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get flowers next to a certain kind of room so they can grow. They need different kinds of sunlight. You're trying to get rooms with the proper color items on it to make flowers of a certain type worth more points. And you're trying to get a bunch of different unique items to score even more points. That's kind of it. So it's just card drafting, puzzle to be as efficient as you can to score the most points. So that's enough talking about it. Let's go on the table. Check it out.
Come on, play the game.
All right, so here's a game of Verdant, all set up for 2 players. We're also using the advanced in-game scoring goal variant, which we have here, but that doesn't change the game a ton. It just adds a little bit more. So to set up, you're going to shuffle the plant cards and the room cards, deal out 4 in the grid here, and then take tokens and put them in between each of them. Then you're going to have all the green thumbs, the single verdants, or verdant, however you say it. I'll probably say it differently every time. The 3 verdants. And then in a 2-player game, we're going to have 3 3-point pots, 3 2-point pots, 3 1-point pots, and a whole pile of just regular 0-point terracotta pots. All right. And then each player will get one of these cards, an item storage and a green thumb storage section, and one of these cards. There'll be a scoring on the one side, actions on the other side. So I just had them over here so I can look at them and see what's going on. Then, randomly, each player will get a room and a plant, and they're going to put that out in their tableau. The tableau will be 5 by 3. You cannot exceed that, so however you want to set that up at the beginning, you can do that. And if you make a light match, which I've done here, this one wants semi-light, that one semi-light, those icons have matched, you get a verdant. They have done the same thing over there. They want semi-light, you get semi-light, they get a verdant, right? So that's what we're trying to do here. Now, the way the game works is on our turn, we're going to be taking either one card from any of the columns and the token that's in between it. The green thumbs will let us break some rules, but we don't have any of those yet, so we don't care. When you take, and there's some restrictions, a room can never be placed next to a room. Okay, so it's gonna be like an alternating grid of cards. And if you place a flower, a plant, next to a room that of a type of light that it wants. So like if I had this is just starting here. So if I take this card and put it here, this one wants full light. So I would get 1 verdant because these 2 icons match. Okay, so that's how this is going to be working. That's the crux of the game. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get enough verdants on these plants. So this one needs 5. If I can get 5, I get 6 points at the end of the game, and I take the highest value pot. So if I can do it quickly, it'll be worth an extra 3 points. So you had to get the plant potted in order to score any points at all. Every 2 verdants left at the end of the game is worth a point. But you don't want to do that. And then there's also items. You see there's a section on each of these rooms. Every plant type that matches the room color. So if I had a purple plant here, which would be this one, next to this, it's worth a point. If I can get the matching color item, so pink or purple room, whatever color this is, in here, every adjacent plant that matches that is now worth 2 points. All right, and we're also trying to get different types of rooms, of items in our house because they're going to be worth a whole bunch of points. If we can get 8 of them, it's 25 points. We're trying to get all 5 of the different plant types, all 5 different room types, that's worth 3 points each if we can do that. We're trying to also get pots and score adjacent flowers, right? That's what we're trying to do. And we're also trying to get those in-game goals, which are pretty basic, really. This one wants for 2 points for most of any plant type. So if I had the most pink, I would get 2 points. We'll do that for all 5 of them. For each terracotta pot, you get an extra 2 points, which is pretty cool. And then for each room with no plant type that matches, you get 2 points. So that's that. That's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and jump into this. This player's first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some cards. And I don't think there's any rule for who goes first. Is there any like punishment? Let's see. I think somebody gets some stuff. Second player gets 2 green thumb tokens. So let's do that. So they'll get 2 green thumb tokens. All right. Now we're ready to go. Nope, not there. Here. All right. Now we're ready to go. So this player's first. They're going to take a card and a token. So I think what they want is they want this room. They're going to take this room and they're going to put it right there. Now that matches that, so they get a verdant token. Then they're going to take this item, which is a fertilizer bag, which lets you add up to 3 plants, 3 verdants to 1 plant. Now I can use this now or I can store 1, but I'm going to use it now. That'll give me 3. So I take the 3 here. I'm going to put it on that plant. I now have 5 on this plant, and I get a pot. So that is now scored. It's worth 6 points plus 3. I now have 9 points. This is discarded. All right, then the card that's not taken in that column gets a green thumb to make it more enticing. Then we refill the tokens and a new card, and it's that player's turn. All right, what do they want? They want a green flower. So they're going to take this green flower and they're going to put it right here. So let's slide this over a little bit. They'll put it right here. Gives them a thumb. Take this trowel here. And because this has a sun, that has a sun, they're going to get a verdant token. And now they have 3 green thumbs. So with green thumbs, you can replace any number of tokens for 2. So you can swap the tokens out, kind of like Cascadia. Replace any number of cards without green thumbs. So, you know, sweep some cards. Draft any card and token. So I could take this card and a token that's not connected to it, or add 1 to any plant. And I think they're going to go ahead and spin 2. And they're going to add 1 to this plant because it takes a whole pile. Then they have a trowel. Add up to 1, up to 3 plants. They're going to go ahead and spin that trowel. And they're going to add 1 token to up to 3 plants, and they'll put them on these. There we go. All right. Let's get rid of these singles and put a 3 on there. This takes a lot. And that's their turn. Now we put a green thumb on this card. We flip a new token out. And we get another plant. And we're ready to go. All right, this player. I'm going to take this one. Going to put it right there. So, sun, I get a verdant. And then I got to take this one, which is a fertilizer, add up to 3 to 1 plant. I'm going to hold on to that for now. And this will get a thumb. We'll get a token and a card. All right, back to that player. They want some better rooms. So, these cards stink. All right, they're going to take this room here, put it there. They get the thumb. Take this item. They're not going to place it yet. They're going to hold on to it. And now this is half. That's half. This gets a verdant token. So now it has 3. 1 more, and it's fully potted. All right, so this one gets a thumb. This one comes out. This goes here. Back to this player. And let's see. I could get another plant, right? I could get another plant. Let's see. Let's do this one. I want to take this plant. Put it right there. Also gets this. It's half of dark and dark, so it'll get a verdant. It's half and half. It gets another verdant. So if it's next to multiple rooms, it's going to help out. Then I'm going to use my fertilizer. I'm going to add 3 to 1 plant. So I'll add 3 to this one. That'll make it 5. And that will give me another 3. So this is now fully potted. And then I have my watering can. Add 1 to any of the plants adjacent to a single room. And I'm not going to do that right now, so I'm done. So this will get a thumb. We'll get a new card. This will get a token. All right, and that is it. And that's how the game's going to keep going. I'm not going to keep belaboring the point, but that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build up a grid of 5x3 rooms alternating with plants to score as many points as you can from all of your plants and rooms and all that stuff. Again, scoring is on this card here. You're trying to get those points plus any of those points over there to have the most points at the end of the game. And that's how you play Verdant. Let's go up the top, see what you think about it.
What do you think, son? What do you think?
All right, well, that was Verdant. So I've been saying Verdant, however you want to say it, however you say that word. I'm not good with words, so Verdant is what is probably correct, but I don't know. So that's Verdant. Let's talk about the components a little bit. This rule book is great. It's a nice size. It has some achievements in the back. It tells you what to do for solo mode. It tells you all the setup, gives you a breakdown of the tokens. Fantastic rulebook. Even gives a 2-player setup example, which I appreciate. It's always 3 or 4. It's nice to see 2 in there. Small thing, doesn't matter, but I like it. The bag that you keep the tokens in, really nice. It kind of is like Cascadia and Calico and all that stuff. Same company. The tokens, really nice quality. They're thick cardboard, easy to tell. The colors all have different images, like patterns as well. So even if you have colorblind issues, so here's a cat and a lamp. Orange is the cat, blue is a lamp. So even if you have trouble seeing, they do have different patterns to make it a little bit easier. Tons of tokens. I mean, this whole bag is full. It's like 80 tokens or something here. So many tokens, you're never going to use them all in the game. Green thumbs, which are cool. Different skin tones on the thumbs. Nice touch. So, you know, inclusivity. You got the Verdant tokens. These are 1s. They're nice wood bits. These are 3 nice wood bits. The cards are my only complaint here. So I'm going to take these out and I want to see. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but these are the room cards. Okay. Room cards. They have this back. They're nice linen finish cards. They're nice cards. But the issue is, let me find one. I think this game's been played 3 times. And you can already see marking, like scuffing on the side of the cards. So if you're going to play this, here's the one that's even worse up there in the corner. If you're going to play this, you might want to sleeve the cards. But if you don't, just be aware that the outside is going to start looking dinged up because of the color and just the way the card works. Not a big issue, but I wanted to point that out because it's one of the few production flaws that I see. So production rulebook, top notch, except for the card damaging up things after a few plays and the shuffling. So this is a fun game. I think I played most of the flat out games. 10 is flat out, I believe. Calico, Cascadia, and this one. There may be more, but those are the 4 that I'm thinking off the top of my head that I've played. And of them, this one fits in pretty well. It feels similar to Cascadia, like almost too similar for my liking. It's the same kind of concept. In Cascadia, you're drafting a tile and an animal token. In this one, you're taking a card and an item token, but there's 2 cards to choose from instead of 1, and you're going to be putting thumbs on the other one to make it more exciting. But that piece of it feels pretty similar to Cascadia. The tile tableau building it's cool. I don't think it's necessarily like blowing me away, like the way that it works, but it's fun. And my favorite part of it, honestly, is getting the flowers to work with the room so you can get those little Verdant tokens, so you can get the pots to score points. That's my favorite part of the game, honestly. So the drafting is fine. I like that mechanism, but again, I did it in Cascadia, so it doesn't feel too different here. It's just basically a different theme, and you're doing a different type of tableau in this one. Now, they are different games. They do feel different, but for me, they feel similar enough that I'm not going to feel the need to own both of them. Actually, I don't own either of them. My buddy owns both of them. But they're similar enough that if you own one, the other one will probably be fun to play, but not something that's necessary. But all that being said, I do enjoy this, and I'm going to give it a BGM Accept a Seal. It's going to get a 7.5 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.75 out of 5 wrenches. On an arbitrary wrench scale, it means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy. So now, just because I said it's similar to other games doesn't mean I don't like it. I'm just trying to be honest and open that Verdant and Cascadia, in my book, feel kind of similar. They are different. I may like this theme better, but again, they feel similar enough that I'm not sure if you need both. But anyway, that is Verdant from Verdant from Flat Out Games and AEG. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.